Oh, that's a big puddle and that looks kind of muddy-ish. I'm gonna pick up some speed and hope there's no big rocks. Good morning. Are you ready to be up this morning? Yeah, I think you're ready. Good boy, you just wait a minute. Good boy. There's the waterfall coming down. And there's a pool you can sit in on a hot day. Good morning, everyone, from beautiful British Columbia. For everybody who's new to the channel, I'm Katie. That's my Jeep. That's Tuk. And we're on a pretty massive road trip. Let me show you where we are right now. We have traversed all of this in Alaska and Canada, and we are in the southern portion of British Columbia right now. We are crossing Vancouver Island, and today are headed to Ucluelet and Tofino. Pacific Rim National Park lies in between Ucluelet and Tofino, and that's where we're going. We're gonna go for a walk on a beach and hopefully find some caffeine, because I just didn't feel like making coffee this morning, so I'm looking for some caffeine. And bumpy road. It's only a little bit of a bumpy road. And we are deep in the heart of a beautiful rainforest. Vancouver Island is just quintessential Pacific Northwest. And it's actually nice weather out today, and it's not raining yet. Come out. The previous time I came here, it was in January, and I was the only customer. It's a little different this time. Last time I sat in my car because it was raining, and this time we're gonna go sit in the car because it's just so busy and it's hard to keep an eye on the little one and eat my lunch at the same time. He was actually a really good boy. It's just, he's like, I want to see this and see that and see that, and I've got to be paying attention, close attention to him at all moments. And it's hard to enjoy your lunch when you're having to do that. So, crispy chicken burrito. Yeah. It's as good as I remember. They did not have any caffeinated drinks, though. So I'm still going to have to search out a caffeinated drink. I am very glad that I bought a National Parks Pass when I went through Banff and Jasper. I got the annual pass, and it's still good. So I don't have to pay more money. I can just park and go to the beach. Oh, we don't eat dead crabs. Come on. You're not coming in the water? You gonna stay over there? This is Long Beach in Pacific Rim National Park. And we're just taking a stroll along the beach. Bunch of surfers out here. And you could take a dip. The water on my ankles anyway isn't super cold, but I do notice all the surfers are wearing wetsuits. He has a little excessive amount of energy happening right now, and I think he's just really excited about the beach and all the people, and there's dogs here. Just a very exciting day for a puppy dog. Want the stick? Go get it! You didn't get it. I brought a towel and I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice just to sit on the beach for a minute and chill and just look at the ocean, and Tuck's not into that. I'm now traveling with a madman and I need to get him someplace where he can run around. There apparently is a dog park in Ucluelet, so that's where we're going, to the dog park, so he can just run. Hopefully there's other dogs there for him to play with and rustle and be crazy. We have arrived at the dog park. Let's hope there's a couple of dogs. There's a couple of dogs in there. They're just laying around. Hopefully somebody will come along that's very energetic and can entertain this guy for a little bit. All the dogs in the dog park are old and grumpy and not running around. This is no way to wear out his energy. There were like 5 dogs at the dog park and they were all ancient and not running around. They were just having like their daily meetup, sitting around. That didn't help to wear out any of his energy whatsoever. It may be a long night tonight. There isn't a whole lot of free camping around Tofino and Ucluelet. And so I'm headed back to the same place I camped last night. I do worry that the little guy has not gotten enough exercise today and might be a little bit crazy tonight. Might not want to go to sleep. We have found our campsite again, and this time I actually have some neighbors who have 2 young boys who just played with this monster for like an hour. So hopefully he will sleep tonight and we'll figure out what we're doing tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing. We're heading toward Victoria, but that's as much as I've got. Good morning, everybody. It's kind of noisy because there's a helicopter circling overhead. But taking the morning walk. I actually did manage to get the little beast a little extra exercise this morning because the family who was camped next door, their kids played with him again this morning. So that was very helpful. But I feel hectic. And I need some things. I'm completely out of electricity. I'm almost out of clean clothes. And I need some food. So we are headed back toward Port Alberni and probably going to camp somewhere near there and find some food and do some laundry and all of that exciting on the road stuff. And I wish I had shown you guys more of Pacific Rim National Park yesterday, but I just ran out of time and energy and sanity and was having some technical difficulties. I actually went through the town of Tofino to show you guys Tofino, and my camera was pointed at the sky the whole time, so no Tofino. Let's not get tangled in the woods. Other side. There you go. Good boy. Yeah, almost. You almost did it right. There you go. Yeah, close enough. What was I thinking getting a puppy? He's a wonderful little puppy. But man, I forgot how much work they are. Oh, let me help you up. 1, 2, 3. Good boy. He is actually a pretty good boy for riding in the car. Like when we're driving, he pretty much just goes to sleep or sometimes looks out the window. But when we stop, that's another matter. And he is not trustworthy being alone in the car for very long. Well, at all, really. Yeah, not at all. That'll come with time. All right, we're headed in the direction of Port Alberni. I'm gonna look for a campground. We already drove this section, so unless there's something amazing in between here and there, I'll see you when we get to Port Alberni. Good morning again, everybody. We have made it to Port Alberni, and I'm staying at the China Creek campground outside of town on this beautiful ocean inlet. I've gotten my laundry done, I got a shower, my power stations are all charged up. There's this, oh, he just dove. There was a seal in the water right there. It's a little bit cooler out today and overcast, which I am very much appreciating. And we are headed out of here in a vague sort of direction southwest on Vancouver Island. This is pretty proper looking rainforest, isn't it? It helps that it's overcast today too. First things first, because I don't know how much longer I'll be able to get Tim's. I'm not going to be in Canada that much longer. So we will protect these from the doggo. This is Coombs, British Columbia that we're passing through, and it's got some crazy Renaissance festival looking stuff happening here. Now we are turning onto the Pacific Marine Highway, which will take us to Port Renfrew. And we're gonna see what there is to see, because we are entering the big unknown and I don't know what we're gonna see. We have made it to Lake Cowichan, which from my understanding is a bit of a little tourist town because it's pretty warm here in the summer and they've got a big lake. I'm following the signs for the public beach access to see if we can get a look at this lake. I couldn't really see it going through town. Public beach access. Let's check it out. No dogs on beach. Well, that doesn't do us very much good. So as not to disturb that little thing, I'm gonna show you the lake. There's the lake. It's very nice. It would be nicer if I could bring my little puppy dog onto the beach. Let's carry on. There's a lot of big logging cuts on this road. And I don't see much in the way of old growth forest left. This is a good road though. Very twisty, turny through the mountains. I like the road, for sure. Just wish we were seeing some older trees. It's all young stuff, replanting after being logged. I hope I find a camp spot at the end of this very puddly road. I am near an iOverlander pin, but I took a wrong turn and ended up on this road here that has seen some better days. And it looks like it might go to kind of a big river crossing. Some of those puddles had some pretty deep holes in them. So, I hope it's worth it. Driving back here. Looks rocky, but that's a pretty good puddle. Like, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get stuck in mud. Cross your fingers. I don't think the little dude is too happy about all the bumps. Oh, that's a big puddle, and that looks kind of muddy-ish. I'm gonna pick up some speed. Trying to hope there's no big rocks. That looks a little iffy. I'm gonna get out. I just don't know about this mud. Oh, it's a little soft. I mean, I could put a tire all the way up there, but then it's gonna put a lot of pressure on this side. Oh yeah, it's a little soft. We're heading back out to go the correct way. And I suppose there's some people who would be saying, oh, you could winch yourself through that. And yeah, I could, but that sounds like not fun. So I'm not gonna purposely risk going into something that I have to winch myself out of, because that's not a good time. It's really not. This is a pretty creepy, cool forest, though. I like it. He doesn't like it. I disconnected my sway bar so that it would be a little less bouncy, and he's still not convinced that going in four-wheel drive on bumpy roller coastery roads is a good idea. I have made it to a campsite in the middle of a rainforest, right next to a mosquito breeding pond, but it's a campsite. So I'm taking it and I'm having my dinner. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. I am all ready to go. We've had our walk. I haven't had any food because I don't have any food because we're crossing the border soon. So I have very little food in the car. But we took a walk. I haven't eaten. We're in the middle of Vancouver Island and we're headed to Port Renfrew. I'll give the car a minute to get rid of the condensation. I barely even left the camp spot, and I didn't get any of it on camera, but Tuck is going to be tired now. He met a nice little boxer friend named Goober who they just ran around a ton, and Goober taught him how to run through water. So that was very exciting. But I'm very happy. He's gonna be tired. In pretty much no time at all, we have reached Port Renfrew, and we are walking through Juan de Fuca Provincial Park. I have no idea what's even here, but we're going down this trail, and there's bear poop. That's bear poop. It is quite misty and cool. Like, I could use a heavier jacket. And probably shouldn't be hiking in my flip-flops. Lots of steps down to the ocean. Smell some good stuff there? There's some cool stuff in these tide pools. This is lovely. Tuk is having a grand time. I can't really hike out on the rocks very much since I'm wearing flip-flops, but glad I stopped at this little place. It was just, I just saw a sign and was like, beach, let's go to the beach. And this is a pretty cool Pacific Northwest misty beach. Port Renfrew is a very cute, tiny little coastal town that seems like a little resort town. And it's kind of hard to film it because everything's just sort of tucked away in the woods. So you can't really see it. I think you could probably see it much better if you were in the ocean looking back. But it's pretty cute. I was hoping that this coast road would be closer to the coast. We were driving through a lot of lovely, beautiful rainforest, and I'm getting very occasional glimpses of the coast, but it's forest. That is the Salish Sea, and it is covered by just a blanket of fog. And it's sunny and it's late afternoon. We're getting closer to Victoria, which means we're driving through some fancy beachside neighborhoods. There's no camping. Like, I checked out some of my overlander pins, and where previously camping was allowed, they now have no camping signs up. So I'm gonna go check out just a regular commercial campground. I was hoping to stay at a Provincial Park campground, but the one I could find was closed. So we are here at a commercial campground in Fuca, British Columbia, and that just puts us really close to Victoria, and hopefully we will be able to get a ferry tomorrow to go back to the States. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that right now. But we gotta go back. So we're going back tomorrow. And I'm just gonna make some soup for dinner and go to bed. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. Hectic morning. I was not prepared for all the stuff I needed to do to get on the ferry. So right now I am in Victoria, and I have washed the Jeep pretty much. Hosed it off is probably more accurate. I found my passport and I found the paperwork for the puppy dog. We're parked at the ferry and are now walking around Victoria. I could not secure a reservation on the ferry, and so we are in the first come, first served, and we are 5th in line. And the fellow at the ferry said that that's about a 95% chance that I'll get on the ferry. I hope so. For sure I could get on the evening ferry that leaves at 7:30, but I would rather try to get to the one that's in the afternoon because you can see stuff. I'm gonna go back to the ferry area shortly and show you just how cute Victoria is because it's crazy adorable. But first we're headed to a pet store because I am out of rawhides and he is gonna need something to chew on and keep him occupied during the ferry ride. All right, pacifier for the dog has been acquired. And what's she doing? I've got about an hour to walk around a little bit, and we're taking most of that hour because this little beast needs to be wore out a little bit before we get on the ferry. Did you notice there's a big pony right there? Big pony. Big pony's a little scary. What do you think of that? We got a lot going on, like right here. That is the Legislative Assembly behind me. That's the port and the bay, St. James Bay behind me now. And I don't know if you can see it, but a museum is right over there. This is a really nice little spot. Taking a moment in the shade. It's pretty warm out. It's British Columbia. Why is it warm? Why isn't it raining? That's one big tree. We're back in the car and waiting for immigration to come by soon. You go through immigration on this side of the border and go through customs once we reach Port Angeles. While we have quite a long wait, the boat ride itself over to Port Angeles is only about 90 minutes. So once we get on the boat, 90 minutes later, we will be back in the USA. My plans once I get there are to head straight to Seattle and visit my brother. Also going to visit a friend on the Olympic Peninsula. And then I am hightailing it to Colorado because I need to change out my Canada gear for Mexico gear. And I need to do it actually kind of quick. So when I see you guys next, it'll be in Colorado. The ferry is loading. I don't know if we'll get on, but the ferry is loading. There's the ferry. There's us. We're going on. It was not a sure thing. I am once again sad about leaving Canada. I mean, it's time. We've got to head south. Mexico is calling. But I'm going to miss Canada. And I don't know when I'm coming back. You know, it's a pretty amazing place and there's so much more to explore. I want to come back and do a canoe trip on the Yukon. I want to come back and take an airplane to the national park that's just outside Tuk and go explore that, a national park in the Arctic. I want to come back in winter and drive the ice roads. I want to see the Northern Lights. I still have not managed to see the Northern Lights. I want to take a backpacking trip in Tombstone Territorial Park. I think that would be amazing. And a backpacking trip in Banff or Jasper or the Kootenays. And there's so many back roads that I need to drive. I had the wrong map traveling through Canada. I found another map a couple days ago that I was like, oh, this one shows all the back roads. And I could have been traveling some back roads across wherever I am, Vancouver Island. And I didn't really know they actually existed. So I need to come back and do that. I want to come back during the caribou migration and see 200,000 caribou migrating across the tundra. I haven't seen a polar bear. I want to go to, I think it's in Manitoba, where you can go see polar bears. I want to see a polar bear. And I haven't visited Nova Scotia or New Brunswick and Saskatchewan and Manitoba. There's probably more in there that I'm forgetting, but I haven't visited all of the provinces and the territories, and I need to do that. I need to come back. And you may be wondering what my favorite parts of Canada were. The Dempster Highway and Tuk are really high on that list. Walking Fluffy Dog at night in winter in downtown Montreal right after a snowstorm was one of the most magical places I've ever been. Snowshoeing in Pucasquad National Park and being the only person there on a beautiful bluebird day. Fly fishing on the North Klondike River. And it was a lot of work, but hiking in Tombstone Territorial Park. But my most favorite thing was finding a little roadside pull-off in the middle of winter on the Trans-Canada Highway on Lake Superior and walking out and seeing all the blue ice crackle on the shore was just one of the most breathtaking things I've ever seen. And it was just a random roadside stop.
We made it. Not too many people getting on behind me. Maybe 3 or 4 cars behind me are getting on.
We are underway. We haven't left dock yet, but the ship is moving. Tuk's doing pretty good. He's behaving pretty well. He's becoming a boat dog. His second trip in a boat. He's doing super great. And I think that's it for today, guys. And I want to thank all of you guys for coming along with me. It's amazing that you're coming along with me. And if you've made it this far in the video and you're not a subscriber yet, maybe you should subscribe. We got a lot of adventures ahead of us. And I'll see you down the road.